Hbar holders, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. Let's waste no more time and discuss what's going on. We're seeing the market completely going crazy, bullish trajectory. Everyone is all of a sudden, turning to be the biggest moon boy. And that's something, I've been talking to you guys about from the beginning. When the market starts heating up, you're going to see everyone acting like, they've been here since, forever. And, they've been accumulating during, the bloodbath. But that's not the case, of course. Only the people that have been accumulating during the bloodbath and the uncertainty are, the true holders, in my opinion. But of course, it is organic. When you do tend to see market heating up, you do tend to see more eyes coming towards the crypto space. So just since our last update, which was just about a few hours back, we have seen, Bitcoin hit a new all-time high. And of course, altcoin market reacting in a positive way with that. If you're looking at Hbar, we're up 14% on the daily, with the price currently sitting at 20 cents. And we're also up 8% in Bitcoin comparative, which again is quite impressive to see. Now, if you're looking at the valuation, 8.5 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about $460 million, approaching the $500 million mark. Obviously, if you watch my Hbar updates on a daily basis, you guys can clearly tell that we have not seen this much, in terms of the volume over the course of the last few months. So that itself is quite a nice thing to be keeping an eye out on. But let's see what's happening and what we could be expecting going into Friday morning. But before we do that, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So at this point, I'm sure everyone that tunes into my channel on a regular day-to-day basis knows that it's not a Crypto ZX update unless we don't take a look at the dominance. And the dominance has shown exactly what you want to see the dominance do, especially if you're an altcoin holder. Obviously, if Bitcoin, consists of majority of your portfolio, then it doesn't really matter, because of course the higher the Bitcoin dominance goes, the better it is for you. But specifically for people that hold Hbar and other altcoins, times like this is what you want to be focusing on. And, Bitcoin, the way it has seen a major increase in just a short span of time, we have seen an increase of about, I would say, like 7 to 8% for BTC in the last 24 to 48 hours. And we have not seen the dominance show the strength that we would have anticipated. And that itself is the biggest confirmation for myself that, we are starting to see altcoins really starting to feel that love. If dominance continues to hover around this range and, pushes down to the likes of 63.55%, of course, that opens the door for us to retest May levels. And right now, speaking about May levels, we're already coming very close to the May, levels for Hbar and a lot of coins. And imagine what's going to happen if the dominance continues to fall. I'm anticipating, the price of Hbar to, start retesting the major levels, which of course is in the 61.8 fib zone. But dominance, of course, has picked up a little bit since our last update, but nothing too crazy. Obviously, the next resistance for the dominance would be around the 65.12%. If we see a rejection at that range, don't be surprised. That is a resistance. But, primarily you want to kind of see the dominance hovering around where it is right now. Now, I'm not surprised that, we did see the dominance increase over the last few hours because, of course, BTC did break into a new all-time high. Since my last update, we have entered into price discovery mode, and we're looking at an additional increase of, I would say, about 1.5%. Again, in BTC standards, that's quite large, but you do want to keep the dominance, into close perspective. It should be pretty much in your radar. I'm kind of talking too fast, so apologies on that. But let's take a look at what's happening with Hbar. So Hbar has retested the 20 cents price point, of course, psychological price, and we do have significant amount of resistance at that range. So it shouldn't really be a surprise that we're having a little bit of a hard time breaking out of that level. As we can see, this was a resistance for us back in April, as well as back at the end of April, and we can see that's exactly where we're finding ourselves right now. Pretty much after breaking out of this range, we're pretty much open to retest the 61.8, which is at around the price of 22 cents. And in terms of how much of a move that would be, that's about like a 10% move in USD, if you're looking at it from that perspective. So this is pretty much what you want to see Hbar doing. Yes, a lot of people are going to be becoming like the biggest Hbar fans now. You're going to see a lot of positive comments rather than negative comments, and that happens whenever the market booms. It's literally like that. But I want you guys to keep in mind from the June lows, if you accumulated around the 12.6 cents price point, you are up right now about 60%. So, we're kind of replicating the move that we saw back in April. Like, giving you guys very, very, similar comparison. I told you guys, when the price was around this range, when we saw this double bottom really occurring, I was like, keep an eye out on a similar move like this occurring. And we're starting to see that happening. Of course, that is thanks to BTC. But remember, utility projects are, what people keep an eye out on. Projects that are building, and with obviously new regulatory clarity coming towards, the crypto industry, these utility projects are going to be the ones that are going to be on a lot of people's radar. And of course, that isn't a big surprise. And if you're even looking at the institutional interest, we're seeing that, towards coins that are actually building. So obviously, in terms of incentives for US-based projects, that's still up in the air. There's nothing really set in stone or confirmed. But we'll see what happens. We're going to take it one step at a time. Do let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that red subscribe button. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.